Hey, this is Aarayis from New York City Electro Project. Those East Coast kids, and also I'm a staff of Vertifight in New York. And let me remind you, New York City Electro Project's dead because I had to take on this responsibility of staff member for New York. And also, I've been dancing since 2009, Electro and Milky Way. I've been doing this for 2.5 years, and I know that people are going to be like, well, where were you when you were in 2007? Well, dude, I was depressed out of my whole mind in college. Now, let me tell you a short story about why I got to where the fuck I was. I been asked by my sister in 2009 to help her do a fashion show. Actually, I'll just tell you my whole story. Story starts like this. New York, my sister helped me get back into dancing because she needed help with a fashion show that wanted to deal with dance, and she wanted something futuristic. So what was futuristic at the time when I searched on YouTube? Tectonic, which now turned into electro. At the same time when I started dancing, which was August 2009, the video's on my Facebook, Andrew Reyes, and I'll put that on the link down there if you guys are friends of mine. And then after that, I started joining Dance Generation in August of 2009, and then I was there for like a year and 3 months. I ended it at sometime in mid-November in 2010 because of the bullshit. I'm not gonna get into it. And then I created the New York City Electro Project since November, no, since the end of November of 2010. I've collaborated with Canada, I've collaborated with Italy, I collaborated with Russia, and with Tima. So those are the countries that I collaborated with: Canada, Italy, and Russia. And let me tell you something, when I worked with KB, Nateem, and Bucklow, those guys were awesome. With Bokas and Goat, those guys are awesome. And with Tima Hakimov, that I had to help him get a hotel and a room here before he went to Los Angeles. You know, I was the one that got him the cell phone. I was the one that got him a hotel room in New York, and I was the one that did that video, Grand Dance Electro with Tima. I've edited that video, and I've actually had help with from Franklin and from Franklin Marte, Sub Productions, and who else? Yeah, that was it. And let me just tell you something. I've been dancing for 6 to 7 years now. I've been doing hip hop, house, voguing, a little bit of whacking. I've only done the basics of all four of those styles, and also I've danced Milky Way and Electro, of course. And I've edited almost all the videos you see on those East Coast kids. I've networked with dancers beyond the United States. I've collaborated with other dancers in the United States with Alexa. Well, actually, yeah, I collaborated with Alexa. I've collaborated with Dots, Expander, um, collaborated with Phantom. No, I'm gonna collaborate with Phantom soon, but I've collaborated with Phobos, new dancers in New York, old dancers from New York. I've actually created a mini movement. Dancers came, dancers left. Like I said, man, I've been fucking trying to hold down Electro for New York for 2.5 years. Same here in New Jersey and in Philadelphia. And let me tell you something, it is no easy task, man. Like, this was way before Vertifight staff. I had to go through ups and downs, trials and tribulations, you know, all that, just to get Vertifight staff licensing for New York and the United States. And you want to know how long that took? 2.5 years. I had to prove to Steady that I had the capability to handle my position, to handle my authority for this part of the United States, which is New York, New Jersey, and Philly. But it's basically New York. So yeah. Anyway, I've danced Milky Way for 2 years, Electro for 2 years, and like I said, I've held my position. I've done hip hop basics, I've done voguing basics, and I've done house basics. I've did a little bit of whacking in my videos. All of the proof is in those East Coast kids, and I'm gonna tell you right now, I've introduced new dancers. I've met with Nelly Nell. I've collaborated with Javier Ninja. Well, collaboration meaning a surprise demo that he did in Union Square. I've met with Dynamic Rockers, like I said, Nelly Nell, and he was from Rocksteady Crew. Um, I've networked, like I said, I've networked with a lot of people, and I'm really serious about what I've done in the past 2.5 years. And let me tell you something, this has been a wild fucking ride for me. I've never imagined myself being in Paris for Vertifight World. And let me tell you something, when I was dancing, when I was a teenager, 13 years old, I never knew that I had rhythm. I never knew I had all of the synchronicity and the capability and the ambition to be where I'm at today. You know, to tell you the truth, man, when I've danced electro, that shit took me away from everything. And what really pissed me off is that people now are giving me a bad name and most of the jury a bad name just because of what Steady had to choose. Let me tell you something. Steady has worked hard for all of you guys out there. And I don't understand why half of you have to show disrespect to Steady, let alone to me, Bianca Lee, and B-Boy Benji, especially Sloppy J. Come on, people. Be for real. If it wasn't for Bianca Lee, you wouldn't have Electro Kif. You wouldn't have Chioxy, Kira, and Jerem, and Cerise, and Big J going to London doing their performances to promote Electro. Come on. Electro's supposed to be a dance that collaborates with other dance styles. Meaning collaborate, meaning helping the movement, meaning helping itself grow. You know, that's what Bianca Lee did. B-Boy Benji, okay, his foundations on holding his positions while he's locked into contorting moves, when he does his cross, you here, let me show you an example. When he crosses his legs like this and he holds it in the air, I have never seen the B-Boy do that. None of the B-Boys you see now in the world can touch on B-Boy Benji. He is a fucking legend. Okay? And for you guys to disrespect him, saying that he doesn't know Electro, he does know Electro. Let me tell you something. If it wasn't for B-Boying, there wouldn't be no voguing. You want to know why? Have you seen the documentary Paris is Burning? When one of the voguers was like, oh, the reason why I look to B-Boying and I put that in my voguing is because when you look at the positions and how, they dance to it, it's kind of like a motion, like they said it's like a motion picture, which, what is voguing? Poses. Vogue. What is electro? Posing with arms. Like, I don't understand why you guys don't see the connection. B-Boying started a lot of things. It started the hip-hop movement. It started a little bit of the voguing culture. And it started to bring out a lot of other elements of dancing, which is position, freezes. It started bringing new concepts that weren't known in the dancing world. And you guys are going to disrespect B-Boying? A B-Boy dancer, mind you? Like, come on, who are you? Let me tell you something. A real dancer knows where the foundations come from, what moves come from, and where the influence came from. I've networked with dancers in New York in and out of my whole career in the electro scene. Okay? And let me tell you something. If it wasn't for Alexo dancing differently than all the other electro dancers in the electro scene here in the USA, where would have that gone? Tell me. I mean, you see, what I'm trying to say is this. You guys should, everyone should just respect on what Steady has tried to put on this Vertifight World competition, meaning the jury and the teams together, alright? Same as with Yuval and Haxon. Those three guys have done their best to give you guys a competition, a world competition, which is supposed to connect everybody. And if you guys are going to complain about jury and France winning, you guys are wrong. You don't know the jury, okay? We know how foundations are. We know the past, the present, and the future of electro, my influences were Spoke, SMDB, which is Spoke, Jack Herer, and Maestro. And also, I saw Restone videos way back in the day when Dance Generation 1 was in YouTube. And mind you, I saw electro dancers from Africa. I've actually saw Basim, which is the Vertifight staff of Canada, mind you. Vertifight staff of Canada, Basim. Dance. I've seen dancers from South Korea, Japan. I've seen dancers in Ukraine, everywhere. All right, even Latin America, Brazil, Ecuador, Mexico, Dominican Republic, Cuba. Come on. You're going to tell me that all the hard work that I've done for New York electro scene, with the background that I have, house, hip-hop, voguing, whacking, a little bit of whacking, the basics of all four, you're going to tell me that I do not have a spot in the Vertified jury. You guys are dead wrong, alright? I've shown respect, I've shown my hard work and dedication, and to the one person that said, why Aarayis, let me tell you why. I've put all my hard work into that shit. All my hard work into electro. All my dedication. All of my time. Everything. You haven't held one single thing that would have impacted a dancer's life. But I'm probably going to just save that for the next video, because you know what? You've shown a lot of disrespect to me. And for that, if you're going to say, let me tell you something, you do not know me. Alright? So, before people start posting why Aarayis, I'm going to tell you something. Check yourselves before you say something about me, because I have my proof right there on this channel. Alright. Sorry for getting heated like that, but like I said, it's 6 o'clock in the morning and I went through 50 takes of this because I didn't even know that this drama was going to become this high. So like I said, I bid you guys around the world a farewell and adieu. Check out my channel. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. And please, there's going to be a second Vertifight. If you guys want to prove yourself that you're worthy here in New York, come to New York and prove it. Okay? Aarayis out.